December 2010. A cold wind whipped across the desolate dunes of Gilgo Beach. Police officer John Malia and his K9 partner Blue were on a routine training exercise. They were searching for missing escort Shannon Gilbert, last seen in the area. Blue barked, pulling Malia towards a thicket of brush. There, shrouded in the undergrowth, lay a burlap sack. Inside, a horrifying secret human remains. The discovery sent shockwaves through Long Island. This wasn't just a missing person case anymore. It was the beginning of a nightmare. Over the next few days, more bodies surfaced, each carefully concealed in burlap sacks. 4 victims, all women, all escorts who advertised on Craigslist. Fear gripped the community. A serial killer was on the loose. The media descended on Long Island, hungry for details. Who were these women? And who was the monster who took their lives? The pressure mounted on law enforcement to find answers. But the case was a twisted puzzle, shrouded in mystery and despair. The initial discovery led to a massive police response, with officers combing the area for more clues. A command center was established and search efforts intensified. The community watched anxiously as the investigation unfolded.
The victims shared a tragic commonality. They were young women, often on the margins of society, working as escorts to make ends meet. They advertised their services online, unaware that they were attracting the attention of a predator. Their names: Melissa Barthelemy, Maureen Brainard-Barnes, Megan Waterman, Amber Costello became tragically linked to the Gilgo Beach case. Melissa, a free spirit with a bright smile, had disappeared 2 years earlier. Her last known contact was a chilling phone call to her sister, whispering a man's name before the line went dead. Maureen, a devoted mother, vanished after traveling to meet a client. Megan, a young woman with a troubled past, disappeared after posting an ad online. Amber, a recovering addict trying to rebuild her life, was last seen at a motel with a client. Each victim had dreams, loved ones, a story tragically cut short. Their families were left with unbearable grief and unanswered questions. Who were these women, beyond the label of escort? And what led them to their tragic end on Gilgo Beach?
The investigation into the Long Island serial killer, or LISK, became one of the largest and most complex in Suffolk County history. Detectives pored over evidence, chased down leads, and interviewed countless potential witnesses. The killer, however, was always one step ahead, leaving few clues behind. The victims were carefully chosen, often petite women working in the sex trade, making them vulnerable and less likely to be reported missing quickly. The killer's method was meticulous. The bodies wrapped in burlap and disposed of in a remote area, suggesting a chilling familiarity with the terrain. The lack of DNA evidence at the scene pointed to a perpetrator who was forensically aware, further complicating the investigation. Years turned into a decade, and still the case remained unsolved. Frustration mounted for the victims' families and the public alike. Was the Long Island serial killer a phantom, destined to remain forever in the shadows? Or would justice one day be served? The relentless pursuit by law enforcement, despite the challenges, kept hope alive.
Despite the years that have passed, the search for the Long Island serial killer continues. Law enforcement agencies remain vigilant, and the families of the victims hold on to hope that one day, justice will be served. The case has left a lasting impact on the community, serving as a grim reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface. As new technologies and investigative techniques emerge, there is always a chance that the elusive killer will be unmasked. Until then, the mystery endures, haunting the shores of Gilgo Beach and the hearts of those who seek the truth. The relentless efforts of both seasoned detectives and new generations of investigators keep the flame of hope alive. Advances in forensic science, such as genetic genealogy and enhanced DNA analysis, offer new avenues for breakthroughs in the case. The families of the victims, though scarred by loss, continue to advocate for justice, their voices a powerful testament to the enduring human spirit. The community, too, remains vigilant. Local residents and volunteers organize memorials and awareness campaigns, ensuring that the victims are never forgotten. The haunting legacy of the Long Island serial killer serves as a stark reminder of the importance of vigilance, empathy, and community solidarity in the face of such chilling darkness. As the sun sets over Gilgo Beach, casting long shadows across the sand, the search for answers continues. Each wave that crashes onto the shore carries with it the whispers of those lost, their stories etched into the very fabric of the community. The pursuit of justice is unyielding, driven by a collective determination to bring closure to this harrowing chapter, and to ensure that the victims' voices are heard, even in the silence.
Over the years, numerous theories and suspects have emerged in the Long Island serial killer case, each more chilling than the last. Some believe the killer is a seasoned professional, possibly with law enforcement or medical training, given the meticulous disposal of the bodies. Others speculate a connection to the sex trafficking industry, given the victims' professions and the killer's apparent knowledge of their world. Several persons of interest have been investigated, including Dr. Peter Hackett, a former Suffolk County police surgeon who made unsettling comments about the case, and James Burke, the former Suffolk County police chief, who was later convicted of unrelated corruption charges. However, no concrete evidence has ever linked any suspect definitively to the murders. The lack of answers has fueled speculation and fear, with the public demanding justice and closure. The Long Island serial killer has become a chilling enigma, a reminder that even in the 21st century, some monsters walk among us, their true identities hidden in plain sight, leaving the community in a state of perpetual unease.